Good morning. We're focusing ourselves, getting ready for math class, remembering that we are not being silly, we're not being goofy, we're focusing. We are starting a new unit. Our last unit, couple of our graphs gave people a hard time. Box and whisker, remembering to break it into those 4 parts. Remembering to do that formula for part equals percent times whole for the circle graph. People struggled with that. We want to make sure we're doing those practice works, so we're learning from the mistakes that we made, and we're mastering how to read those graphs. Next week, we have our math test coming up for math. We want to really, truly show what we have been learning this year, thinking all the way back to what we did at the beginning of the year, thinking about how to work with those negative numbers, making our number line, having to decide, am I going to the left or the right, adding and subtracting with negative numbers, multiplying and dividing with negative numbers. If it's the same sign, it's a positive. If they are different signs, then the answer is a negative. All those little things from the whole year are going to be coming back. I do not want to see that anyone gets that test done in 20 minutes. It should not be a fast, easy test. That's telling me we are not focusing on what the questions are, thinking to what we know, making a good educated guess on the ones we're not sure on. You don't just take a wild guess, you think, okay, this seems to be the most logical answer. But really stopping and thinking about it. It should not be easy peasy done super fast. Math tests take longer. We need to focus and really think about it so we can show what we have been learning this year. I have been super proud of how people have grown this year in math. Some people are coming after school for some extra help, and it's just, wow, it's amazing to see the growth. Some people have developed that confidence. They came in saying, I am not good at math, and now all of a sudden we're getting A's and B's on these tests. We're getting A's and B's in the class because we retake the things and we actually learn what we messed up on for the test. We relearn it to make sure we've mastered it. Wow, it's so exciting to see that. I want to show our parents that. Okay, I really need you to say, I am going to try on this math test because I have learned a lot. Every one of you has learned a lot in math class this year, and we want to be able to show that. Okay, it's not, I don't care about, oh, did I score a high enough number? I care that we're putting in the effort and we're putting in that we're learning. And if we can reach that growth that we're supposed to make from the fall test, then we won't have to do packet number 12. Okay, packet 11 is due next week, Tuesday. And then we have packet 12. Some of us, if we show that we have grown as much as we were supposed to grow, we're going to be exempt from packet 12. But you have to show it, right? Show that you've grown. Some of us, it just might not be a good testing day on next Tuesday. It happens. Okay, I understand that. I'm not going to be upset or disappointed, but we're going to do that packet 12 to help us continue to learn and grow. If somebody has made their growth that they need to make on that math test, and they still want to do packet 12 to continue their learning and growing, obviously that is more than welcome. You are welcome to do that. The grade won't count against you at all. Okay. But just know that we're looking to see that we are showing growth. Right? Because we have grown this year. I have been super proud of the growth I've been seeing. And you should be proud of the growth that you're doing. Be proud of your hard work. Right? We want to highlight that and show that on Tuesday. And we're going to talk more about that as it gets closer. but I want every person to make it their priority to really focus and think about what the questions are asking us. Think about what we've learned. No guessing. No just going through saying, meh, this looks like a good answer. Really think about it. See if you can work them out. So we're starting our new unit. This unit is having to do with some geometry. The first objective in our units are usually the easiest ones, and we build on that. Today's objective, we're gonna say, whew, I know how to do this. I don't have to worry about that complicated box and whisker plot and trying to read that. Okay, this is going to be an easier one. So, today's is Po66. I can calculate the perimeter and area of rectangles and squares. We did this last year. We do this on our math packets. It's not a new thing for us. So it should go a little bit easier. So, the definition of a perimeter is the distance around a figure. So when we're given a rectangle, what do we do to find the distance? How do you, not the distance, to find the perimeter? What do we have to do? Only 2 people know? 3 people? How do we find the perimeter around a rectangle? What do we do? Bennett?
Add all the sides.
You add up all the sides. To find that distance going around, you just add all the sides. That's pretty easy. So we can put add all the sides. Now, how do we find the area? The area is the number, this is the technical mathy definition, the number of square units needed to cover a figure. So let's say I have my garden. If I want to put a fence around my garden, and these are my measurements, I would add up all the outside measurements to figure out how much I need to surround my garden with the fence. But now, I want to get the really good soil to put in my garden so my flowers will grow big and beautiful. So I need to know how much soil to cover it. So I need to know how many square units are on the inside. So if I were to break this up, it is 6 feet, let's say feet going across. I'm going to break this up into 6 rows. It's 4 feet going down. I would break this up into 4. Now we can see we made those squares. They should be even squares, but I'm just freehanding it quick. But we can count how many squares are covering that. That's how many square feet I would need. There's a mathy way we can do this also. We're going to talk about the formulas for that in a moment. Okay? So the perimeter, we wrote, you just add up the outside for the, actually let's talk about it now. So that formula for the perimeter was length plus width plus width. Does anybody know why I do my L as a cursive L? Lila? Yeah, because if I did it as a regular L, it would look like a 1 plus width plus width. So I always do my lengths, my L's, when I'm doing math. I do it as that cursive L. So it looks like an L and I don't get confused when I look back on it in a few weeks and go, oh, 1 plus 1. without thinking. So I do it as that cursive as a reminder, it's an L, not a 1. So what is the formula for the area of a rectangle? Kylie? Length times the width. So I take my length and I multiply it by my width. If I counted out all of those squares, there would be 24. I don't want to have to count every square all the way up to 24. It's a lot easier to just say 6 times 4. What's the formula for the area of a square? James?
Multiply the number by 4.
Nope. Lila? You could say length times width, because a square is a special type of rectangle. Or you could say side squared. Because if it's a square, each side is the same length. So if it was a square like this, and we said 4 and 4, we could say length times width is 4 times 4, or we could say 4 squared. It's got to be the same number, 4 times 4. It means the same thing with the square. Length times width is the exact same as side squared, side times side, because our sides are all the same length. So let's look at that definition of the rectangle and square. A rectangle is a figure with 4 straight sides and 4 right angles. So when we look at our rectangle, they are right angles at the corners, and we have straight sides. Our square is a special type of rectangle that is a figure with 4 equal sides and then the 4 right angles. So a square is a rectangle, but it's a special rectangle because all of the sides are the same length. So because it's a rectangle, that's why we can still do length times width, but all the sides are the same length, so we could say side squared. So this is special for our square only. Our rectangle, we can't say side squared because our sides are different measurements. We've done rectangles and squares before. How are we feeling? Show me your thumb. Feeling confident? Let's look at our next section. Calculate the perimeter and area of each figure using an array to prove that the area you found. So the array is the diagram that I drew out with the columns and rows. Okay, so if we have 7 yards here, we want to put 7 columns. And we have 4 yards on the side, so we want 4 rows. And then we can count how many squared units there are to cover this rectangle. Who can count all of those out for me and tell me how many squares you actually counted? Not just doing the formula, but actually counting them. How many squares did you count? Sophie? should be more than 22. So check to make sure that you have 4 rows and 7 columns. Aiden? Yeah, if we counted each square, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Now let's use our formula. What would our formula be to find the area of that rectangle? Maddie? 4 times 7. Length times width. What is 4 times 7? 28. Okay? It went a lot quicker just to say 4 times 7 and to do that math than to count each one out. But we can prove it, we can check our work by making that array. Now, this is our area. It also says to find the perimeter. How do I find my perimeter? So if I'm using the array, I'm going to count each side of this square. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Is that what you did? Sophie, you were giving me the perimeter? Yeah. So now we're doing that perimeter, counting that outside of the array. What's the easier way to do it? Helen? Add them. 4 plus 7 plus 4 plus 7. So I know 4 plus 7 is 11. 11 plus 4 is 15. 15 plus 7 is 22. So just adding the 4 numbers up goes faster than counting out the outside of our array. Both of them gets us the same answer. So if you did the array and solved it that way, it wouldn't be wrong. It just takes us a little longer. So let's look at our 3's. How many columns do I want to put? Emma? 3 columns, because there's a 3 on top. How many rows do I want to put? Sophie? 3, because there's a 3 on that side. So I have my squares broke. I know it's a square because it's 3 and 3 for our sides. All the sides are the same number. What is my area? Maddie, how did you get 9?
I did
3 squared. Or you could say 3 times 3, that length times width, or you could count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now our perimeter, what is our perimeter? James?
Wait. Sorry, 12.
How did you get 12, James?
I 14.
3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. So we have 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 3 is 9, plus 3 is 12. We could have used our array and said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we could do it using the array, actually counting it out. We could do it using our side lengths and just adding every side together. Does that make sense? Using the arrays works, and it really shows us how we are finding that perimeter, how we are finding the area. It just takes longer, especially when we get to bigger numbers. So it's easier to use the formulas, it's quicker to use the formulas, but you can use the arrays. So let's look at our work for today. It says calculate the perimeter and area of each of the rectangle or square. So I should see 2 answers. I want you to show me, so I want you to show your work. Some of us could do it as mental math, but we're gonna get in habit of showing our work. So write the formula you're using, or draw out the array and show how you counted it on the array. But show your work. Did you draw the array and count it all out, or did you do 5 times 4 equals 20? Write that out, okay? Write out the math that you're doing. And then answer the questions at the bottom. Any questions on that? So, when you are finished, because this is a 1-pager, and it's something we're comfortable with, so it's gonna go fairly quick. Pencils down, eyes on me. We have Khan Academy, pencils down. We have Khan Academy due on Thursday. So when you are finished, work on your Khan Academy. We have a math packet due next week, Tuesday. Work on that math packet. We haven't made the video yet, but you can be working on the pages that you can figure out. We have Gifts of the Holy Spirit to memorize. I still have a good number of us that need to get tested on that. So this is work time. I don't want to hear us being social talking about other things. Math or Gifts of the Holy Spirit. We need to be focused. We've got about 11 minutes. Let's make it really focused work time. If you have questions, come up and see me. Don't forget to show your work. And if you're watching this at home, I hope you are well, and I hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful day.